Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to embark on a journey that centers on a simple yet profoundly transformative idea. Focus on yourself. In a world that constantly demands our attention, that competes for our energy, and that bombards us with images and messages about who we should be, how we should act, and what we should achieve, it is more important than ever to step back, reflect, and reclaim our inner world. Focusing on yourself is not selfish. It is the most responsible and empowering act you can perform for yourself and those around you. When you focus on yourself, you begin to understand who you truly are. Many of us go through life wearing masks, playing roles that society, family, or culture have prescribed. We often lose touch with our own desires, passions, and values in the process of trying to please others or fit into predetermined molds. The first step in focusing on yourself is to strip away these layers of expectation and connect with your core identity. Ask yourself, what makes you come alive? What are your values? What do you stand for? These questions are not easily answered overnight, but engaging with them opens the door to a more authentic life. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of self-focus. It means being honest about your strengths and weaknesses, acknowledging your emotions, and recognizing the patterns in your behavior. It requires introspection, sometimes solitude, and a willingness to face uncomfortable truths. But through this process, you gain clarity. You learn to understand why you react the way you do, what triggers your anxiety or your joy, and how your past experiences have shaped your current perspective. This clarity is a powerful tool because it allows you to navigate life with intentionality rather than being tossed around by external circumstances. Focusing on yourself also involves setting boundaries. It means learning to say no to things that drain your energy or compromise your well-being. It means protecting your time, your mental space, and your emotional resources. Many of us struggle with boundaries because we fear rejection, guilt, or conflict. But without boundaries, we become overextended, resentful, and disconnected from our own needs. Establishing healthy boundaries is an act of self-respect and a declaration that your needs and time are valuable. One of the most profound benefits of focusing on yourself is the cultivation of self-love and self-compassion. We live in a world that often conditions us to be our own harshest critics. We judge ourselves for not being good enough, fast enough, successful enough. But when you focus on yourself, you learn to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend. You begin to see that your worth is not tied to your achievements or the approval of others. You are enough as you are. Self-love does not mean arrogance or narcissism. It means accepting yourself wholly and recognizing your intrinsic value. Personal growth is another dimension of focusing on yourself. It is about striving to become the best version of yourself, not for others, but for your own fulfillment. This involves setting goals, pursuing passions, and continuously learning. Whether it's picking up a new skill, adopting healthier habits, or expanding your knowledge, investing in yourself is one of the most rewarding pursuits you can undertake. Growth often comes with discomfort, but it is through these challenges that we build resilience and character. Focusing on yourself also empowers you to manage your energy and attention wisely. In an age of information overload and constant digital stimulation, our attention is fragmented. We are often so busy reacting to notifications, emails, and social media that we lose sight of our own priorities. Reclaiming your attention means being deliberate about how you spend your time. It means disconnecting from the noise and creating space for reflection, creativity, and meaningful connection. It also means being present, truly present, in whatever you are doing, whether it's working, spending time with loved ones, or simply enjoying a quiet moment. Another critical aspect of focusing on yourself is healing. We all carry wounds, emotional, psychological, sometimes physical, that can impact our lives in profound ways. Healing requires attention, compassion, and often professional support. It is not a sign of weakness to acknowledge your pain. It is a sign of strength. By addressing your wounds and working through them, you free yourself from the cycles of suffering that can keep you stuck. Healing allows you to move forward with greater peace and clarity. When you focus on yourself, you also learn to take responsibility for your life. This means owning your choices, learning from your mistakes, and not blaming others for your circumstances. It is empowering to realize that while you cannot control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond. Taking responsibility does not mean being hard on yourself. It means recognizing your agency and using it to shape a life that aligns with your values and aspirations. Focusing on yourself enhances your relationships with others. When you are grounded in your own identity and needs, you can engage with others more authentically. You are less likely to seek validation from others or lose yourself in relationships. Instead, you can offer genuine connection, empathy, and support. Paradoxically, by focusing on yourself, you become more available to others, because you are not looking to them to fill your voids or define your worth. Moreover, focusing on yourself fosters resilience. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and uncertainties. When you have a strong sense of self, you are better equipped to navigate these storms. You develop the inner resources to cope with stress, to adapt to change, and to bounce back from adversity. Resilience is not about never falling. It's about getting back up, learning from the experience, and continuing to move forward. Focusing on yourself is also a spiritual practice for many. Whether or not you follow a specific religion, tuning into your inner self often leads to a deeper sense of connection with the universe, with nature, with a higher power, or with your own soul. It encourages mindfulness, gratitude, and a sense of purpose. It invites you to consider the bigger picture and to live in alignment with your deeper values and beliefs. Let us not confuse focusing on yourself with isolation or selfishness. It does not mean cutting yourself off from others or ignoring your responsibilities. Rather, it is about creating a solid foundation from which you can contribute to the world. Just as a tree must be rooted deeply to grow tall and offer shade, you must be rooted in your own self-awareness and self-care to thrive and support others. There will always be demands, distractions, and detours. The world will always have an opinion about who you should be, but only you can decide who you truly are. Only you can walk your path. Focusing on yourself is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong journey. It requires patience, persistence, and courage. It requires you to listen to your inner voice, even when it whispers against the roar of external expectations. You deserve to be the main character in your own life. You deserve to invest in your dreams, to honor your feelings, and to live a life that reflects your truth. So take the time to know yourself, to care for yourself, and to grow into the person you were meant to be. The world does not need more people who are trying to be someone else. It needs people who are fully themselves. In conclusion, focus on yourself not because you are the center of the universe, but because when you are at your best, you bring out the best in others. When you are clear, calm, and connected with yourself, you become a source of strength, inspiration, and love. The journey inward is the most important journey you will ever take. Embrace it, nurture it, honor it. For in knowing yourself, you unlock the power to live with purpose, passion, and peace. Thank you.